Shampoos, oils? No. And even for these serums alone cannot do the magic. If I have anemia, low hemoglobin, and that's causing my hair fall, no matter what I put on my head for the rest of my life, it's not going to solve my hemoglobin. Absolutely loved what you mentioned about hoardings, right? There's so many scams there. So wherever you see a claim, there's a star mark. If you turn around and look at some legit companies put star, some don't even care to put it. But if you'll turn around and see, it will say hair fall due to hair breakage. Hair fall means hair breakage, which means they are nowhere doing anything to hair fall. Hair fall and hair breakage are two very different things.
Interesting. Whether it's the widening, parting on your head, or it is about seeing those clumps of hair that fall into the shower each time you wash your hair, or it is about just losing that luster that you've always had as someone growing up, and just seeing that can be very, very disheartening as a woman, and especially postpartum. Today we're chatting with someone who's dedicated her life to not only fixing this from the outside, but correcting it from the inside. Today we're chatting with Saloni, who co-founded Traya and is also a mum to two kids. One's 4.5 and one is 5 months old. Thank you, Saloni. Thank you for being with us today. And I'm really excited about this conversation.
Me too. I'm so happy to be here.
Do topical products work on hair loss?
None. Zero. The most efficacious topical serum that can work on hair loss, and that there comes the star mark, right, to this strongly opinionated no, is probably a minoxidil or some actives like redensyl, capexyl, bicapel to some extent. These are some pharma grade actives used in a serum. Shampoos, oils? No. And even for these serums alone cannot do the magic. If I have anemia, low hemoglobin, and that's causing my hair fall, no matter what I put on my head for the rest of my life, it's not going to solve my hemoglobin. So I need to solve my iron levels along with using a redensyl on my head, right? So it cannot be a single product. Absolutely loved what you mentioned about hoardings, right? There's so many scams there. And I'm going to use the word scams because what you're saying that, whether somebody's Kolkata or North India is a very far-fetched thing. Leave that aside. When a shampoo brand or an oil brand says, 99% reduction hair fall, the test is done on something called combing test. So that I'll explain what it is. What they do is they take their shampoo and they take a female. On the other side, they take a non-conditioning shampoo, which means a shampoo that has no conditioning value. It tangles your hair, and it's called non-conditioning agent, which is basically world's worst shampoo. So they make one girl wash hair with their shampoo, which softens, detangles, does all of that to your hair, and the other girl with the ganda shampoo. And then both of them take a comb, put on a white sheet of paper, and they comb their hair. So now when a detangled hair you comb, the chances of hair breaking from between are less. Yeah. So there's less pieces of hair strands on it. And the shampoo that has really tangled your hair, when you do this, it breaks your hair. And that's how they say 99% hair fall reduction. So wherever you see a claim, there's a star mark. If you turn around and look at some legit companies put star, some don't even care to put it. But if you'll turn around and see, it will say hair fall due to hair breakage. Hair fall means hair breakage, which means they are nowhere doing anything to hair fall. Hair fall and hair breakage are two very different things.
Interesting.
So the entire shampoo industry runs on hair breakage being called as hair fall because there's no law against it.
Right.
Then comes the second problem, that some brands that are doing, a better sort of clinical test or study, which is not a combing test, is done on consumers, which means they will give, and like you said, they'll probably give their product to 30 women, 30. And they will say, what did you feel after you used it? And they, if 29 of them say, I saw. I think my hair fall has gone down, which is perception, right? They would call, okay, this is study. So the second layer of brands that do studies are around consumer feedback studies. The biggest problem with this study is one, sample size done only on 30 people. Second, it's consumer perception, which means there is no, and perception can vary according to your observation, your mood. Even if I'll fill a placebo in a bottle and give you and say, hey, this is magic potion, you use it for next 10 days. And that's why when pharma companies do studies, there is a placebo, right? Which means the ideal study should have 30 women on a shampoo and 30 women on something else. And then you do a comparison.
Yeah.
Because even with water in a bottle, people will see improvement in hair fall.
Yeah.
Right, so there's no benchmarking. They are called base studies, which means there is no benchmark. They are not compared to anyone.
Yeah.
So that's the second problem. The third problem is, this is something very interesting I saw recently. Can't name the brand, but claims to be one of the most doctor prescribed oil hair loss brand. And there was a claim and there was a star mark. So I went and tried to read the research. The research very nicely put up. This study is done only for hair fall conditions, not based on any internal health issues. And I was like, is there a hair fall condition which is not based on internal health issues?
Yeah.
That's how, there's so many loopholes, and because of which anybody and everybody puts up a claim.
Right. Interesting that you say that, because there is, I think COVID made so many people, doctors and advisors, where everybody will say, Asha, you're having hair fall. Why don't you mix this oil with rosemary oil and apply? I've seen so much growth on it. And then there will be these women who will be like showing oils that they mix, and then they'll have DHT or DHT blockers,
yeah.
etc. And then it's become like a huge business, and then you'll see so many people buying it, and then you'll see orders on reels, and then they'll show you boxes and boxes of shipping, and you'll be like, oh, this is how it works. Does it work?
I think you go back to that same girl's Instagram page every week, and there will be a new brand or a new product or a new home remedy that she would be putting in, showing that same long hair that she has,
Yeah.
claiming to solve her hair fall. So it doesn't. Yeah, it's such a sad space to be in. I think, first of all, even if it worked for her, there is very little chance that it will work for you. Because everybody is different, everybody's hair fall condition is different. So just because it has worked for your friend or for someone, but my sort of litmus test, to know red flags from green flags on social media is, look at not just that content piece, but go to the homepage and look at other content pieces, and you'll see most of them every week will put, 1 week it's rosemary, 2 months ago it was onion that was doing the magic, right? So you do that.
Yeah.
Number 2, anything that's trending and everybody is talking about, and rosemary is a great example, is a red flag, because it's trending, and hence every brand is putting a rosemary product out with a claim there.
Yeah.
If it's trending, just stay away from it. That's
I
my
love that. I love that. It's trending, just stay away from it. Yeah, like I almost thought that the hair industry was responsible for the rise in onion prices. Like everybody was only putting onion juice in their hair during COVID. I think that is all that people were doing.
You know where it came from, where
No.
onion came from? There was a research done which showed that if you use crude onion juice, which means you mix onion and you create a juice, on cases of alopecia areata. Alopecia areata is a specific type of hair loss where you get circular things. It could happen in your hand. Men get it on their chest hair, beard, anywhere. It's an autoimmune type of hair loss condition, and when you put onion juice on it, the sulfur in the onion becomes an irritant on that part of the skin, and hence your autoimmune fight goes down, and there was hair regrowth. Now, the research clearly says this only happened with crude onion juice and not onion extracts. Now that onion went to shampoos, oils, every product. If you look at the label, the extract is less than 1%. the label is in the descending order of the proportion of material in the bottle. So you'll see second last, third last पे onion लिखा होगा, छोटा सा 1% से कम होगा, extract होगा. और सबसे बड़ी बात, लोगों को alopecia areata है ही नहीं. It's a very rare hair loss condition.
Right.
Most women who have hair fall are applying onion thinking that it is going to. So that's how, a research becomes a trend, and trend leads to every brand bringing a product, and I say stay away from the trend.
Parenting tips, celebrity interviews, recipes, conversations with experts, DIYs, and lots more. Subscribe to Kidsstoppress now.